And welcome back to the channel where we talk about only good comics. I'm Brant, and this is Friday First. It's that series where we talk about those brand new #1 issues, new story arcs, character debuts, and the like. And we have about, I think, 7 books to talk about this week. Before I get into that, a couple of things, just business stuff. Not really business, but I'm just saying. Sorry this is so late. I wanted to get this video up before the night was over. I had a really hectic, busy day. I was in and out of the house, and I was doing stuff around the house and trying to catch up on stuff. And then I realized it was really late. I hadn't slept yet, so I got up really late today, and I was like, oh man, I finally missed one. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to put it up there late Friday night, see what happens, see if people watch, see if people appreciate that I went to the effort. Hopefully you do. But I wanted to get an episode up here, even though it meant taking a few minutes away that I probably should be doing something else right now. But here I am. I want to be loyal to you all and put up an episode. So that is why I went ahead and decided to do one. I think I have a shorter show. I don't have any recaps this week. That was the other part of the business that I wanted to cover. I haven't had a chance to read any of my books yet this week. So obviously I have not read any of the books that I talked about last week. So no little recaps this week. I apologize for that. But I do have some other most anticipated at the end of the show. So, and no honorable mentions this week either. Again, it's going to be a really quick, tight show, hopefully. So we'll see what happens. Without further ado, though, let's jump right into these comics. All right, first up, we have a new book from Dark Horse called Operation Sunshine, Already Dead, issue #1. This is an interesting concept in that it's the group of vampires that are thrown together and in Florida, and they've decided to find this ultimate, is it a weapon or object? It's just like this magical object that can turn them back to human and put an end to like all this elder vampire stuff. You know how like traditionally, if you kill off the vampire that turned you, then you die. When everybody that they've turned in succession dies, the whole line dies, that kind of thing. So they found a way to reverse this or end this in some way, shape, or form. I thought it was pretty interesting concept. Just zoom in on the cover here a little bit. Show you a little bit of the cover art style at least. And yeah, so I thought it was worth checking out at least. I haven't seen any of the interior art yet, so I don't know what if this is the interior artist or let's see if we can figure it out. Yeah, I think it might be. No, cover artist is David Rubin. So the artist is, oh no, David Rubin. Yeah, so same interior art. So if you like the art style of that cover, then that is the interior art that you're going to be getting in the story. Again, interesting looking concept here. Vampires in the swamps of Florida. So that is Operation Sunshine, and I'm going to give this one a possibly good because again, I don't know. I don't know much about it beyond what this description says, and it's I haven't seen any interior art, so I'm going to say possibly good for this one. Next up is a new series from Image Comics. This is Drawing Blood, issue #1, and this is co-created by Kevin Eastman from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fame. So that is really what I wanted to focus on here and why I wanted to check this one out. Also from Heavy Metal magazine, and there's not a whole lot to go on from this description. It just says when you create a global franchise before you turn 20, what happens next? So I remember reading a little bit more about this book somewhere, and I don't remember where that was, but I believe it's something having to do with the name Drawing Blood, whereas I think maybe it was like a sacrificial thing, like maybe a deal with the devil kind of thing or something. I'm not really sure, or either that or it's people are coming at them and it's just like an all-out battle. I really don't remember what I read, but I think that title is key to kind of story elements of the book. And again, it's Kevin Eastman, so that piqued my curiosity as well. So yeah, the Kevin Eastman did the art on the cover there. It says writer artist Kevin Eastman, artist Troy Little. So I don't know if they're trading off art duties or if it's just, you know, backgrounds and foregrounds kind of deal. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work, but it does have like that classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of art style vibe to it. Maybe even a little bit cyberpunkish. It looks like. I don't know. I don't know what we have in store here. So I'm going to give this one a potentially good, just because of Eastman's involvement with this. So I'm curious to see, you know, more about this book, learn more details about it, and see some preview pages. Though I don't know about you, but that's Drawing Blood. Next up is Spectregraph, issue number 1. This is from Distillery. This is by James Tynion IV and Christian Ward. So top-notch creative team here, and if you are enjoying the books that Distillery has been putting out, this is going to be right up your alley. I don't love like the size, the format for the books. It's kind of hard to store, and I haven't been blown away by some of the Distillery books, but I do like James Tynion's writing. I especially like James Tynion writing like horror vibe kind of stuff. Nice House on the Lake. You know, obviously Something is Killing the Children. I enjoy World Tree. So I usually check out James Tynion stuff. Also, this one said it's for fans of, let me find it. Fans of Haunting of Hill House and The Conjuring, and I love both of those so much. So it sounds like it's right up my alley. And this is also a haunted mansion story. So it's about this big mansion in LA that rich people have whispered about for eons. And finally, the owner of the estate has passed away. And so everybody is curious what which rumors are true. Is it haunted? Is it this or that? And so they're going to find out. And obviously the horror ensues in this haunted house story. So I love those kind of stories as well. So this sounds right up my alley. So I'm probably going to check this one out and give this one a potentially good. So we'll see what happens with that one. Okay, this one is one you probably would not expect to see on my list, which is Robo Force, issue number 1. This is from Oni Press, and it is tied into a new animation and toy franchise, one that I literally just heard about as I was going over the books for this video. And the reason that I'm kind of low-key excited about this is because it is from the company that's co-produced by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Danny Garcia. So if you know anything about The Rock and Danny Garcia, $7 Entertainment or whatever it's $7 Entertainment, and that whole brand that The Rock created with Danny back in the day, and they still run it. I love The Rock. I'm a big wrestling fan, and I also like the content that The Rock puts out into the world from all sides of it. So I think this could be really cool. I didn't know about this, but it is a brand new toy line tied into an animation that's coming up. Obviously, the name kind of says it all. It's a force of robots put together the 22nd century Earth. And it's that kind of thing. So their latest invention is stolen by a rival company. So you got that whole thing going on. And also, what has me kind of excited is Melissa Flores is writing this. So if you're not familiar with Melissa Flores, she currently writes Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. She's writing Dead Lucky for the Radiant Black universe. And I've become a fan of Melissa's work, and I trust Melissa's work, so I'm excited for this book as well now. So, Robo Force, issue number 1, I am going to give this one a promisingly good, because, again, The Rock's involved, Melissa Flores is writing, you know, it looks cool, so it's got a lot of things going for it. And this one was flying completely under my radar. I'm sure it probably was yours as well. But now it is front and center, and I hope I can find this book so I can check it out. All right, next up is Universal Monsters, Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives, number 1. This is from Image Comics, Skybound. And the creative team has me sold on this. Dan Waters from Homesick Pilots and Rom V and Matthew Roberts from Manifest Destiny. So you have top-notch creative team here. Some of like Rom V's stuff I go back and forth with, but at the same time, I've kind of been excited about this book. Mike Spiderslayer and myself on Comic Book Weekly have talked about this book for a while now, being like, very familiar with the Universal monsters from back in the day. The art here looks pretty cool. It inspired me to when I saw this and I was like keeping up with my daily drawing stuff. I actually drew a Creature in the Black Lagoon base, kind of very similar to this, and it just got me in the mood for it. And I was waiting. I didn't know exactly when it was coming out, but now that it's here, I'm really excited about it. I want to check it out. I believe I saw some preview pages recently, and they looked pretty solid as well. So if you're a Universal Monsters fan, you're going to want to check this out. If you're a Rob V or a Dan Waters fan, definitely pick this up and check it out as well. So that is Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives from Skybound and Image Comics, and I'm giving this one a promisingly good. It's back! Something is Killing the Children, issue number 36 from Boom Studios. It is back from a short hiatus, and the description says this is a perfect jumping on point for new readers. I am behind on the franchise, but I always pick it up now since I read that first volume. It's a fantastic series. If you have not checked this out yet, you owe it to yourself. Talking about James Tynion earlier in the show, and also talking about Mike Spiderslayer from Comic Book Weekly. He is the one that recommended this series to me in the first place, and he actually told me a couple weeks ago, it's about to come back. I don't know exactly when, but it's about to come back, and here it is, lo and behold. So yeah, this is just a fun monster hunting series that kind of dives into the depth of the character story behind the hunter, which is kind of cool, and also other characters in this universe. But this particular arc, I guess, starts to dig deeper into Erica Slaughter's past. So Erica Slaughter's the one with the mask, main character. So if you're curious about her past and want to dig into the story, don't sleep on Something is Killing the Children. Issue number 36 coming out, and I'm giving this one a positively good because it's just a great series, and you should be reading it. And finally, we have Dick Tracy, issue number 1 from Mad Cave Studios, who are stepping up their licensing game. All I'm going to say about that, but they're doing some cool stuff now and upcoming. And this is one that I've been looking forward to for a while. Co-writers here, Michael Morisi and Alex Segura, both with great track records. I've spoken to both of them, directly a few times over the years, and they're really cool people, really great creators as well, with a plethora of work behind both of them. And this seems right up their alley as well. And this particular version of Dick Tracy, show the cover a little bit there, which kind of looks like classic Dick Tracy, but at the same time, this is going to be a spin on it because this is in the aftermath of World War II. So it is still set in that time period, but they are kind of mixing those traditional elements of Dick Tracy with a hard-boiled, realistic style to it. So I think we're going to see a little bit more detective noir kind of mixed in instead of just the goofy, kind of classic, very over-the-top cartoonish villains that this series has always put out there. I think we're going to see that, but mixed with that realism that's going to make it gritty and more fun to watch, or more fun to read, I should say, because I like it when they take these classic cartoony kind of things and make them more real and make them more, kind of get down to the classic core of it and then build up around that into something fresh and new. And so I'm really looking forward to this one. I hope it lives up to my expectations, but I'm giving this one a promisingly good because, again, I've been looking forward to this for a while. And it's been a minute since we've had a Dick Tracy book, and a long time since we've had something good in the Dick Tracy world. So it's time. It's time for some more Dick Tracy. But that's it. That's the last of the ranked books. So just to share a few other books that I am anticipating this week. First up, we have Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 4. We had the reveal last issue of the Green Goblin face to face with Peter, kind of taking his costume apart and introducing themselves. So we get to continue that journey and see if this is a blooming friendship in the works or the establishing of a arch nemesis kind of vibe. So we'll have to see how that goes. Then we have Green Arrow issue number 11. This has been building up. This series is really good, and now we've come to the final confrontation between Green Arrow and Merlin, who has been pulling the strings. Amanda Waller's been involved. Roy has been, kind of working with Amanda Waller and all this stuff. So everything is blowing up for the Arrow family. Jackpot and Black Cat issue number 2 is next. That first issue was much better than the one shot prior. Had me enjoying the book. I still had some nitpicks about it, but overall I liked the issue, and I'm hoping that it just continues to get better from there. So we'll have to wait and see. But that's Jackpot and Black Cat issue 2. Speaking of Melissa Flores earlier in the show, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue number 119, the next part of Darkest Hour. It sounds like this issue is ramping up the action, getting into the thick of the second act, where it's starting to culminate, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And Dark Spectre is, playing his last hand, I guess. So I guess we're actually entering into the third arc of this series, or this particular story arc. So I'm just excited. This is one of the best books on the stands, believe it or not, and the absolute best team book that there is to read right now, in my personal opinion. This book has surprised me for the past, I don't even know how many issues. I picked it up sometime during the Ryan Parrott run and continued on with Melissa Flores, and it's just been phenomenal. This series is really good, even if you're not a Power Rangers fan. Then we have Feral issue number 2. The first issue was really strong. I love Stray Dogs, and Feral did not disappoint, so I cannot wait to see where this series goes. Remember, this one, unlike Stray Dogs, is an ongoing series, so there's even more to tell with this story of these 3 cats lost in a rabies outbreak. And finally, we have Duke issue number 5. I picked one of the variant covers to show off because it just looked really cool. This is the final issue of this mini series, and I've really been enjoying this. Last issue, Cliffhanger, the Bat, which you see on there, the Battle Android Trooper, was introduced, and now Duke is face to face with the Bat, and everything is, going crazy. Baroness is out of jail. The between this and Cobra Commander, all of the pieces are starting to fall into place. Destro has been revealed. Destro is the next series, as well as Scarlet. Cobra Commander issue 5 is coming up next after this. So the kickoff of this corner, the G.I. Joe corner of the Energon universe, is in full effect now. And I cannot wait to see how this ends, and if it teases what's to come with the G.I. Joe team going forward. But that's it. That's all the books I have for you this week. Sorry again for it being so late. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your viewership and all your comments and everything. I appreciate your support overall, and I wanted to put this up for you all, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, because those likes do really help with the algorithm. I'm sorry, I can't even talk tonight. The algorithm and the channel, all that good stuff. So please do that, and hit that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss any of the content going up on the channel. Of course, you can follow me across social media at OnlyGoodComics, and you can type in onlygoodcomics.com to take you right back to this YouTube channel where we talk about what? Only good comics. Until next time, thanks for watching. Keep reading those comics and take care. Bye.